What's going on, peeps? Mastermind here. Okay, so today's video is going to be something that just happened to me a little while ago, and I wasn't going to do a video on it, and I just figured, you know what? Let me put it out there and see if anybody has an opinion on this. I'm sure a lot of people have experienced this before. Before I begin, the gameplay that you're looking at here is of none other than Rayman Legends. Now, if you have not had the pleasure in playing this game, shame on you. It's one of the best games made in the last 5 to 6 years. I really love it. This is the Xbox One version. Now, there's a reason why I'm actually showing off this gameplay. It really has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about, but it's one of the whole reasons why I got into video games to begin with, and that's just so I can relax, chill, and just sit down and play something fun and have fun. When I was a little kid, when this was introduced to me, that's all it was just something to do to have fun. And that was a long time ago, but that's been with me ever since I've been a child. Is when I throw on the video games, I want to enjoy myself. Now, obviously, you're going to play games that challenge you and push you to that limit, especially today with the technology that we have. It doesn't just push you as far as challenges are concerned, but some games have an emotional effect on you. And one of the reasons why I've always loved fighting games is because of the competitiveness that it brings out of me. Now, sometimes it doesn't bring the best out of me. So anyway, Rayman kind of reminds me of what my childhood was and what my start to video gaming was, and that's just to throw on something and have a good time. So this evening I was playing Killer Instinct, and I'm playing a guy. We're playing ranked mode, and I recently was getting a little frustrated with Killer Instinct because I initially started off, my main character for season 1 and season 2 was Sadira. And when season 3 came along, I said, you know what? I really want to start learning another character. So I started off with Rash as soon as season 3 started. And then after a couple of weeks, a couple of months of really, about a month of really getting to know Rash and getting better with him, then Mira comes out and I'm just like, oh, I really got to get to know her. And she's kind of technical and she has a high risk, high reward kind of style. So it was a little kind of frustrating to pick up with this character, especially if you want to go on ranked mode. And even in exhibition, you really don't know what you're going to get when you play exhibition either. So I was getting a little frustrated because I was losing more than what I was accustomed to. You got to understand, in season 1 and season 2, at one point I was winning like 75-80% of my matches with Sadira. So to go to season 3 and kind of be somewhere hovering about 50%, it was getting a little frustrating. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and requalify, get a clean slate, start over, try to pick out some of my mistakes, and just have fun with the game. So today I'm playing, and I'm reaching Killer. I've already reached Killer. So I re-ranked up all the way back to Killer. And as soon as I get to Killer rank, I play this guy, and he demolishes me in the first round. And it wasn't that he did anything really spectacular. I accidentally went for a combo breaker and I got locked out, and he got a big combo on me, and then he went ahead and he got another combo on me. So I was already going to the second round and I barely took out anything on him. But the moment he won, he started teabagging me. So okay, let me pause here. I'm thick-skinned. I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx. And growing up the way I grew up, those kind of things, they happen. And when I was a young kid, little things like somebody teabagging existed back then, it would have pissed me off. It would have frustrated me. I probably would have cursed them out or went off or whatever. That's what you do when you're young. The point that I'm trying to make is that everyone is at kind of different levels in their life as far as maturity and aggression and that sort of thing. So I really don't know what I'm playing against. So consciously, I'm aware of all of this when I'm playing. I don't really get too upset over it. It's a video game, and just like I said in the beginning of my video, I do this to kind of enjoy myself and to have fun. It's a relaxation sort of thing for me. Now, not all the time, especially with fighting games, because it's quite competitive sometimes. But here I am playing this guy and he starts teabagging me. I don't really care. I start playing, and Second round comes along and I start catching up. And then I hit my instinct. And if you know how Mira works when she does her vampire mist, she does a lot of white damage. If I get a significant combo on you, and put it this way, if I get a significant combo or lock you out, or heaven forbid I get a counter breaker, I'm gonna take out a huge chunk of your energy. Well, I hit this guy with like a 75% combo and he lost it. He started cursing me out, and if anybody takes offense to foul language or anything, I do apologize ahead of time, but I don't know how he knew I was Hispanic because I wasn't talking or anything like that. But he started saying, I bet you're a fucking Mexican spick wetback piece of shit. That's why Donald Trump is gonna build a fucking wall, you fucking spick. He went off. And I'm just like, oh my God, I wish I had my capture card and everything hooked up to the Xbox One, because I definitely would have recorded him with the mic on. But, you know, I was just sitting back, not thinking of doing any videos, not thinking of anything, just playing. And this guy went off. Well, needless to say, the third round comes along and I finish him off. I barely lost anything from, you know, my second bar of energy. And that was it for that was the very, very first match. Now he was also a killer, so was I. So I had to fight him another match. So the second match comes along and I pretty much demolished him the second match, not even worth talking about. But the whole time, he's like, you fucking this and you this and oh, you cheap shit and that fucking whore you're using. And I'm just like, I'm laughing, like I'm literally laughing at the guy. I'm actually looking for my earbuds to hook up, you know, to my Xbox One controller so I can laugh at the dude. But, you know, I didn't want to like take my eyes off the screen because I wanted to beat him. But anyway, so he gets more and more abusive, and then that's it, it's over, it's done with. And I just thought to myself, and like I said, normally I'm pretty thick-skinned and this stuff don't bother me, especially now that I have a YouTube channel, because even as small as I am, I still get messages here and there that I'm just like, wow, you're really that angry over something I said or some gameplay footage that I put up that you don't like. But so I'm kind of used to this thing. But I gotta tell you, this one got me just a little bit, because I have to say that some of the culture in video games has changed in the last few years. I remember going on Call of Duty a couple of years ago and it was just constant racism. And not to say that we still don't have it, but to kind of hear it, and you're playing the game and you're just trying to relax and enjoy yourself, it's a little shocking. And not so much that I was offended that he called me a spick. Ooh, I've been called a spick before, it doesn't bother me. But what bothers me is that there are people walking around that feel this way. What is going on in this guy's life that makes him feel like he's just gonna get on Killer Instinct and go on a racist tirade against someone he doesn't even know? And I guess that's part of the reason, is that he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know anything about me. All he knows is that he just got lost. He's a little butthurt and he wants to vent. But why go that route? I mean, for all he knows, the person he was cursing out is a racist too. He knows nothing about me, and he automatically made an assumption, but I guess that really doesn't matter at this point. I remember playing Call of Duty and having to mute the chat when Call of Duty 4 was the big thing, because I didn't want my kids exposed to that sort of hate. And again, like I said, and I'm going to keep reiterating this starting off this video, is that this is supposed to be for fun. This is supposed to be for enjoyment. Initially, when I was starting a YouTube channel, I was considering doing a political YouTube channel, but I decided that I was going to go with video gaming because I wanted to talk about something fun, something positive, something that people enjoy, but also can still be passionate about. I didn't want to talk about this gloomy subject every single day, even though politics is very important and social events and world events are very important, but I just wanted to speak about something that gets people happy, something that takes you away from the day-to-day nonsense. And I got hit up with this, and I hadn't been hit up with this sort of thing in a while playing video games, especially Killer Instinct. Usually the worst you get is a teabag and maybe people complaining about your character, but I normally don't get any of that. But this time, it was more than somebody raging, because that's something I actually do get. quite a bit on occasion where somebody will just yell or holler and say, oh, you're being cheap, or this game is broken, or the character's broken. You get that sort of thing. I mean, hey, I'm guilty of ranting, but I don't have my Connect hooked up anymore, and I usually don't chat with people unless like it's somebody that I know. So I don't get into those wars with people. But in this particular instance, this person was doing more than raging, because right from the beginning with the teabagging, I just felt and I knew that this person wanted to say something hateful, wanted to get a reaction out of me, and I didn't let that affect me. I'm not even gonna try to post a video or anything and try to call the guy out, because I really don't care. I mean, not to say that I won't ever do that in the future, but I really wasn't prepared. I didn't have anything recorded, and then I had a bunch of other matches afterwards, and then I'm just thinking about it, like it didn't leave my mind, and I'm figuring, you know what, let me just do a video, let me put this out there and talk about it, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced stuff like this. And I gotta say, if you're on the other side of the fence, if you're the person getting on there and cursing and screaming and making racist comments and doing that sort of thing, you have to understand that the other person on that other side of the fence, for the most part, I think most minorities are at a point now when we hear this kind of thing online, it's a bit amusing, because it says more about the type of person you are than the finger pointing and the kind of things that you're doing towards the person you're playing. So if you just got your ass bodied, it's not pissing the person off who just beat your ass. They're laughing at you, especially if they manage to take points away from your rank. They realize that you're a little child venting. And I don't know if it just makes you feel better, or if that's how you relieve your frustration with everything that's going on in the world. But at the end of the day, it's a video game and it's not that serious. And I think that's the sort of thing that if you feel like saying that to someone, go up to someone in the street and say it to their face and see how that plays out for you. And not that I'm condoning violence or anything like that, but the internet trolling is just so out of control. If you're an internet tough person or a tough guy, that doesn't mean anything to anybody. Get out there and say it to someone's face. Show us what you really think and how you really feel, because I'm sure a lot of you people who are like that, who are racist, who get up there and say these things online and write these comments on YouTube or some website somewhere. I'm sure a lot of you people go to work with black people, Hispanic people, Jewish people, gay people, transgender people. I'm sure you're friendly with a lot of them. But when you're home and you're alone and nobody is watching and you have complete and total anonymity, and you get out there on some chat somewhere or some video game or some comment section somewhere, or on Facebook, on some anonymous profile you set up, or whatever it is you do, and you go off on your racist rants, understand that the biggest thing people notice about you when you do that isn't that you're clever, or isn't that you're superior, or isn't that you hurt the other person. What's the first thing we see and the first thing we realize is that you are a coward, because you're hiding behind a keyboard, hiding behind a microphone. You are a faceless nobody. And the only way you can get out there and make yourself feel good is to get on a chat, on a video game, or on some sort of comment section somewhere and spew hate. Well, that doesn't really impress me whatsoever. And to the person who I was playing against, not that you would ever hear this, I'm such of a small YouTuber. I'm so insignificant when it comes to popularity on YouTube. But by chance, if you ever happen to just pass this video and click on it and think to yourself, hey, I remember doing that to someone. Well, I'm speaking for everyone who's had this done to them, and it probably happens a million times a day. So I say to you, anonymous person, internet tough guy, well, you're a coward. And I hope you realize that. Anyway, that is really going to be it for this rant. I didn't want this to go as long as it did. And trust me, I'm not really that upset over it. It's just something that I feel like I needed to talk about. I don't do too much personal kind of stuff on my channel. I don't really want to get into social commentary or political kind of commentary. I want this to be a kind of safe zone for everybody. So it's just like I was saying in the beginning of the video, when you turn on your video game system, you're there to play, have fun, and not think about your day-to-day problems, not think about problems in the world. You're just there to entertain yourself, just like music or anything else. And I want my channel to be that kind of safe haven. I don't want to flood anybody's subscriber list, of all the channels that they watch with, this sort of negative kind of thing. But every once in a while, I will have something to say about things going on in the world and even personally with me. But anyway, if you got something to say, please leave a comment below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks once again for watching. Mastermind out.